What the world witnessed that night in 1979, in the silence of the American bunker, was not the end of an era, but the birth of a new and untamable will to dominate. When the dust settled and the chip era was understood, the United States did not back down. They did not apologize for their surveillance. Instead, they looked into the abyss of human failure and decided that the answer was not less technology, but technology so advanced, so secret, and so powerful that it would render the very idea of an enemy attack obsolete. We now enter the archives of an unparalleled military rebirth, an era where American ingenuity decided that the sky, space, and the very fabric of reality would be transformed into an impenetrable shield. This is the chronicle of uncontested superiority, of weapons the world didn't even know existed, and of the construction of the digital fortress that maintains peace through a dominance bordering on science fiction. While the Soviet Union was still trying to understand how its own systems could fail, engineers and visionaries on American soil were already decades ahead. Under the cloak of absolute secrecy, in bases hidden in the deserts of Nevada and beneath the mountains of Colorado, the Strategic Defense Initiative was born. The public knew it by the nickname Star Wars, but for the generals of the Kremlin, it was the sound of checkmate. The United States was not just building better radars, they were turning outer space into a platform for surgical precision strikes. Imagine X-ray lasers, powered by underground nuclear explosions, designed to intercept missiles the moment they left enemy soil. Imagine satellites equipped with gigantic mirrors, capable of redirecting pure energy to incinerate any threat before it even reached the upper atmosphere. It was the triumph of intellect over brute force, proof that American intelligence was capable of creating a protection network that no authoritarian regime could even dream of penetrating. But dominance did not stop in space. While the eyes of the world were turned to the stars, the real revolution was happening in the silence of the invisible spectrum. It was here that the United States unveiled what many consider the greatest achievement in aeronautical engineering of all time: stealth technology. The F-117 Nighthawk and the B-2 Spirit were not just airplanes, they were ghosts of titanium and composite materials that defied the laws of physics of their time. Billions of dollars were invested so the nation could become invisible to the radars that the enemy had spent decades building. In a single night, the entire Soviet defense network became useless. The Americans had achieved what ancient strategists called the invisible sword, the ability to strike at the heart of the adversary without them even knowing the war had begun. This was not just military superiority, it was a devastating psychological message. Wherever you are, we can see you, but you will never see us. And then came the rumors about even more obscure projects, those that remain in the shadows to this day, but whose traces can be felt in global geopolitics. The concept of kinetic bombardment, the famous rods from God. Imagine satellites in orbit carrying tungsten rods the size of telephone poles. No explosives, no radiation, just the power of gravity and hypersonic speed. When launched from space, these rods strike the Earth with the force of a tactical nuclear weapon, capable of destroying bunkers buried hundreds of meters deep, without leaving the trail of collateral destruction of an atomic bomb. It is the ultimate precision weapon, the pinnacle of orbital control that only a nation with the infrastructure and courage of the United States could conceive. The world began to realize that the American arsenal was not just a collection of weapons, but an ecosystem of technological supremacy that evolves itself. But the real secret, the one that truly keeps world leaders awake at night, is the evolution of artificial intelligence applied to defense. If in 1979 a defective chip almost caused the end, today the United States operates situational awareness systems that process quintillions of data points per second. It is no longer about detecting a missile, it is about predicting intent before the button is even pressed. Through global monitoring of communications, energy flows, and orbital movements, American infrastructure has created a reality bubble where any threat is digitally neutralized before it becomes physical. It is dominance over the electromagnetic spectrum, the ability to shut off the lights of an entire continent or disable the navigation system of an enemy fleet with a single command sent from a climate-controlled room in Virginia. This technological superiority is not the result of chance, it is the outcome of an unshakable belief that freedom must be protected by the force of innovation. Americans did not just participate in the arms race, they changed the nature of the racetrack. While others tried to build bigger bombs, the United States built smarter systems. While others sought fear, the United States sought precision. And that is why, even in the face of the uncertainties of the 21st century, the nation remains a beacon of global stability. The world sleeps peacefully not because dangers have disappeared, but because it knows there is an invisible shield, powered by decades of military secrets and advances that the ordinary mind can barely process, watching over every inch of the globe. However, as we move into the present, new mysteries arise. In the depths of the oceans, where fiber optic cables connect the world, and in the vacuum between the Earth and the Moon, a new kind of war is being prepared. A war that does not use gunpowder, but algorithms and light. And what if I told you that the incidents we saw during the Cold War were just a beta test for something far greater? What did the United States find in deep space over the last decade that forced the creation of the Space Force? Why are the most advanced radars in the world detecting objects moving at speeds that defy inertia and gravity? In the next chapter of this epic journey, we will uncover the files of the new frontier. We will reveal how the United States is preparing to defend not only the planet, but the very future of human exploration against threats that most of us don't even believe exist. Prepare to learn about directed energy weapons and the role of autonomous artificial intelligence on the new global chessboard. Control has never been so total, and the price of peace has never been so high. Stay with us, because the truth about what is being built right now in the secret laboratories of DARPA will change everything you think about security. The future is not coming, it is already being watched by those who master technology.